Hello and welcome back to the Elsie McClure version. Today we are in Revelation chapter 20. So what just happened is Jesus has come back with all the army / the saints. And he has defeated the beast and the false prophet and the kings, okay? And next we're going into taking care of the dragon for a while, okay? So, verse 1 of chapter 20. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain. So the bottomless pit is also where the beasts 1 and 2 came from, and it's like Abdon, or Absalom is the king of it. Okay. Okay. Verse 2. And he sees the dragon. So the angel seizes the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil and Satan. They literally were like, let me be so clear right now. And this is also why we know how to interpret the chapters prior, okay? Because this is Satan. And bound him for 1,000 years, and threw him into the pit, and shut it, and sealed it over him, so that he might not deceive the nations any longer, until the 1,000 years were ended. After that, he must be released for a little while. I don't understand why he gets released. I don't understand. I do not understand. But, verse 4. Then I saw thrones, and seated on them were those to whom the authority to judge was committed. Also I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for the testimony of Jesus and for the word of God, and those who had not worshipped the beast or its image, and had not received its mark on their foreheads or their hands. They came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. So it's saying here, and see on them were those to whom authority to judge was committed. Okay, so what he's seeing is people who had authority to judge given to them, people who have been beheaded for the testimony of Jesus, so martyrs, and those who had not received the mark of the beast. Now, there is some area of which this could be talking about disciples coming back and reigning, but not necessarily believers. You wonder what the difference is? Well, a believer is just somebody who believes Jesus died on the cross for them, but does not give him their life. They just keep doing their own life. They don't care. A disciple is somebody who picks up their cross daily. It's possible that there is a distinction, right, in heaven. I don't know. I'm not Jesus, but so the rest of the dead did not come to life. The rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Okay? Blessed and holy is the one who shares in the first resurrection. Over such, the second death has no power. Right? Second death is hell. But they will be priests of God and of Christ, and they will reign with him for 1,000 years. Now, this is where it gets confusing. Because so far, we see those who have, the disciples have been brought back to life, okay? And if we look back, we see that those who received the mark of the beast were thrown alive into hell, okay? They were thrown into hell, right? And the rest were slain. No, wait, sorry. That was the beasts. And it seems like it says so, their armies gathered to war. And those who had worshipped its image, who had received these two were thrown in. So these two were thrown alive. Then the rest were slain by the sword. Okay, so it's literally saying the beast and the false prophet thrown alive into hell. Everybody else is killed. And we move on. So that's some backstory because it's going to be important here in a second. Verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are ended, Satan will be released from his prison and will come out to deceive the nations that are at the four corners of the earth. I don't know who he's deceiving. Because everybody either had the mark or didn't have the mark. I don't know who the devil's deceiving. Okay, because I don't know. I don't know who else is here. Everybody else has been killed. So I don't get that. I don't get it. But anyway. So let's continue. Corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle. Their number is like the sand of the sea. So apparently there's tons. Where they came from, I don't know. And verse 9, and they marched up over the broad plain of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints in the beloved city. But fire came down from heaven and consumed them. And the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur where the beast and the false prophet were, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. So the dragon, false prophet, and the beast are all thrown into the lake of fire. Everybody else just killed. Verse 11, then I saw a great white throne and him who seated on it. From his presence, earth and sky fled away. And no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne. Books were opened. Then another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged by what was written in the books, according to what they had done. That's crazy. And God literally individually judges everyone. That's crazy. And the sea gave up the dead who were in it. Death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one of them, according to what they had done. And then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. So death and Hades just out here hopping around. And then they get tossed into the lake of fire. So death and Hades are essentially beings too. They're spirits too, which we can see, but like... And the lake of fire, this is the second death, the lake of fire. And that's what it was talking about earlier. And if anyone's name was not found in the written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. Anyway, so that's crazy. That's your millennium. They were talking about the millennium in this chapter. And what happens to people, right? We literally have 2 more chapters in Revelation before this is all over. Praise be to God, because this book is difficult. But yeah. There you have it, folks. That's it. I don't understand. And that's okay. We're not supposed to understand right now. We will one day. Potentially very soon. So, I will see you tomorrow.